Pretty good. Not gonna lie. I get why they eat this in the vaults. Yeah, I got me some mac and cheese here. It's very good. Blamco mac and cheese, you know? Never had it before. I get it. I get it. I kind of like using Sunday for tabletop stuff. It's fun. Playing Magic or fucking around with my Fallout rules or D&D or whatever. Seems like a decent use of my time. My mouth isn't moving as much as I'd like it to, but I think I can blame the mic on that more than anything. Test, 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 test. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. Let's turn that down a little bit. There we go. A little bit more sensitive. My mouth should move more when I talk. Perfect. What you want to do is find that perfect little zone to where the mouth flaps actually match. Hey there, Mr. Ghost. How you doing? Test. Which chat's working? Thank you. Just gonna put T and T. Yep. You're doing good? That's good to hear. I'm munching on some Mac. I immediately woke up and started working on the Fallout shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I'm making good progress. Shit, I'm not streaming this! I jumped right into it. Ah, it's good Gatorade. Nothing hits like Gatorade when you're dehydrated. Shit hits harder than water. I miss Liara. Liara's been demanding my attention lately. Oh, Mom comes home tonight, Liara. Give me a kiss of moments. Imagination, it feels my lonely heart. Oh, give me one thing. I wish I knew the words to this song. I'm gonna see a curse beat up misogynist tomorrow. What? Please explain. This is good Mac. Yeah, these streams tend to be a bit more... Oh, the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. Hell yeah. Awesome. I'm guessing you meet lots of cool people whenever you go to these, like, anime screenings. I should probably start going to them myself, honestly. Because they seem like convention experiences, you know? Oh, also, I found a map I can use for Fallout Michigan, a blank one, that'll allow me to kind of add my own stuff. So, we got that done. By the way, the map I am posting for my thumbnail is not my map. So, if anyone thinks they can look at that and get location information or different things, I am sad to say that is not the case. Cool. Alright then. I feel like there was a time I would have loved hanging out with fellow anime fans. So I joined an anime club a while ago, like 5 years ago, before COVID. And, sad to say the internet has spoiled me. Did not care for those people one bit. I think I was casting my net a bit too broad. I think my interests are a lot broader than most people, and I need to kind of go specific with it, because a lot of it was me showing them things and they would either get, like, offended, or they would get, like, really confused, or they'd get bored and then put on some slop. Like, I showed them Watamote, and the scene where it implies that Tomoko masturbates, they flip their fucking shit. It's like, oh my god, wow, whoa, what, huh? They were normies, and that was a shame, you know? Normies, you find them. I'm happy to say at the Magic the Gathering store, and when it comes to the Magic the Gathering and Warhammer people, they're all a bit closer to me in terms of the kind of folks they are. Especially the game store owner. But nah, no way a person does something normal. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm just saying we're different kinds of people, really. It's they have different interests. They like I don't know how to put it. I don't want to say they like what they're told to like, but they like what's popular. And I like what I like. And sometimes that aligns with what's popular, and sometimes that doesn't. And what that does is it creates a situation where I can speak entire sentences about something and they look at me like I'm crazy. Like they don't understand what I'm saying at all. Which is not why I'm going to a specific anime club. It's to talk to people who know what I'm talking about, you know? And so, yeah, I've kind of learned that I need to be a bit more specific. It's like, don't go to the store for, don't go to the hangout for war games, go to the hangout for Warhammer 40,000 specifically. If that's what you want to talk about, or that's what you want to hang out with. And I think that's what's cool about the movie thing, is you're naturally going to run into people who are into the thing you're into. Same thing goes for, like, VR chat. When you hop into a world that's like themed around a certain IP or something, you're able to just chat and hang out with them. And a lot of the times they'll really want to talk about something, and I'll just be like, yeah, I plan on watching that, and then that'll be the end of the conversation. Or I'll bring up a show I really like that I want them to watch, and they'll say, honestly, if I bring up a show to you and it's a year later and you haven't watched it, I will never suggest anything to you ever again. Like, it's so infuriating. I remember I was on Batir's stream. And we were talking. I had this idea. I'm like, hey, why don't we do like a trade podcast where every now and again we can both suggest a show for each other to watch and give our opinions. You know, we don't got to watch the whole thing. And he just shut it down immediately. And I'm just like, yep, that's how it is. You know, and that's what it is. You know, that's kind of why. That's one of the things that always bothered me about the channel is that's why I can't stand single issue. What I call single issue viewers, where they're people who just show up for the one game they're into and then never come back. Like that's a bummer to me. I hate that so much. It's like, that sucks. I kind of feel like I've turned into a boomer in that way, because I know my hyperfixations would annoy the shit out of my parents, but you know, I guess it's because I let my hyperfixations expand outwards to the point where everything is my hyperfixation. And I set aside months and times to do event stuff. People got their own way of handling things. It's all good. I don't actually mind that much. Or more like, I need to learn not to mind so much, you know? Because when you run into the same thing over and over again, literally with every person. It's no longer a flaw or a bug, it's a feature. It's just how people are. Nerds like what nerds like, and they tend to really only like what they like. And trying to get them to expand their horizons and like other things is a fool's errand. Trying to get people to check out things I know they'll be interested in and I know they'll like better than what they already like, it's, kind of sort of pointless. All you can really do is plant the seed and hope that it grows. And when it does, be very supportive. Like, yo, I love that TJ and Obi and them checked out like Serial Experiments Lane, Attack on Titan, Girls Last Tour. I love it when I get you guys into things. It makes me so happy. And if I could just have that feature without the inverse negative, where someone joins in and goes, "Hey, you playing GTA today?" "No, I won't be playing GTA for like a year." "Okay, bye." if I can appreciate that, it's almost like there's not a lot of big variety streamers because of this reason, because people tend to watch the streams for the games they're interested in. Even like huge streamers, like I know like one of my most fascinating people, like one of the lolcows, for lack of a better word, that I keep track of on the internet is Narcissa Wright, who was a Legend of Zelda speedrunner who hates Zelda speedrunning now and doesn't want anything to do with it, and they just want to hang out on stream and talk to people, and their community hates it. Like, their views plummeted, and the only people they have left are people who genuinely love what they do and hate watchers. Which is sad. Because in my opinion, I always watch streams for the people. I only ever watch a stream because I like the person who's streaming, because if I want to see the fucking game, I'll just go play the fucking game, you know what I mean? But that's just me, Alrighty, we're just about ready to get started. I'll munch more on my mac and cheese while I stream. That's the great thing about being with Vea, to be honest, is she's just like, "Hey, you should watch this," and I go, "You should watch this," and then we both watch each other's shows and really like them, or we don't. There's been times where I've shown her a show and she's been like, "Ew," and I've been like, and vice versa. Sometimes the subject matter is just too dark. Like, there's been quite a few shows she showed me where I'm just like, I cannot handle this right now. I'm gonna freak out if I have to watch a show about this specific subject. And that happens, what are you gonna do then? I got kicked out of a Discord for mentioning Doki Doki Literature Club once. Hi, Ziggy. How you doing? Thank you for reminding me. I gotta follow your blog. Where's your blog? There's your blog. And Sly Snake, I like it. Blog. Pressured? I did no such thing. Oh, I like it. It's funny, but, like, understandable. Yeah, no, totally, I get it. Not much. Working on the game, eating some Blamco mac and cheese. This stream is not sponsored by Blamco mac and cheese. I'm just eating some. Cheese never gets to the bottom of the pan, though. Always bothers me. So we're going to be doing something very similar to what we did last time. We're going to be, make sure there's no porn on my screen. No porn, no porn. Yippee, yippee, no porn, no porn. Good, okay, cool. Then I'll just desktop capture. Oh god, wrong screen! No, I'm kidding. Oh, man. Yeah, so today we're going to be working on the Fallout tabletop game. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Ziggy. You ever look at the spreadsheet? Haven't got around to it yet, because when I mentioned it last time, you said it wasn't finished. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to judge something that hasn't been done yet until, you know, you get it to a state where it's happy with it, then we can make changes. I did change one number. I changed sequence to... Sequence is now is no longer plus intelligence. I believe sequence is just 10 times your perception. I'd have to find it, though. Yeah, I hit Control F. S-E-Q, there we go. Sequence and AP. Mm-hmm. Yep, perception times 2, not times 10, my bad. Because, yeah, before the number was too high. Oh, it's done for humans? Okay. Let's do that, then. Let's take a look. Okay. Hey, this song. It's in the... Okay, there's Papa Louie 2 and Burger's Attack, but... Here we are. Da, 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 da. I could probably do with some unclust fuckery. Yeah, totally. I actually have a character I started working on. Is this it? That ain't it, Chief. Well, shit. Send it again. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. My brain's just too dumb. Is PemD's Nuts the link? Oh my god, it is. Was it literally PemD's Nuts? Yay! Okay, cool. Here we are. That's nice so far. Well... Just looking it over real quick, trying to locate everything. This is probably a stupid question. Where do I put name? Good. Looks good so far. I haven't... Well, I'm thinking, okay. How strong do we want this person to be? Alright, so I put 10 here. What does that do? 0 points left. Nice, nice. And if I put 11, what does that do? I'm curious. I like that. Yeah. Good. Nice work, man. Nice work. Oh, wow. Vintage, you god. You fucking... You amazing, amazing man. Look at this. This is so easy. Look, it even puts... Oh, wow. No shit. Wow, look at that. Okay. Well done, man. This is fucking awesome. Skilled. That one's not ready yet, but that's okay. That's cool. That's so fucking cool. Alright, what if I set a... Alright. 10 charisma character. Yeah, thank you so much for doing this, by the way, because I was actually doing this on my... I was setting up something like this on my own. There we go. And yep, that changes all the stats. Look at that. Wow, good work, man. You did a really good job with this. This is fucking awesome. Yeah, this is going to make everyone's life a whole lot easier. Thank you, man. I appreciate this. Spots for modifiers? No shit. I'll be damned. Yo, you can add your own modifier to it, so I can just do +5. Then enter. And then it becomes 30. Hell yeah. Well done, man. And you're getting all the traits in there. Wow, that's so fucking cool. Thank you so much, dude. This is the coolest. Tell you what, I'm just gonna keep this open. I'm gonna kill the tab for now. But that's really great. You did a really good job. Dita! Yo, hi Dita! Thank you for comforting mom. Or sorry, dad. Sorry. God, I gotta get fucking I'm so mad at myself. Dude. Simple thing that I would like to improve upon. The simplest of things I want to achieve in 2026. New Year's resolution, stop misgendering my fucking friends. It's like, every time I feel like the biggest fucking asshole, and I fucking hate that I keep doing it. I'm so sorry, Ziggy. I'm glad Deetza joined you under the blankie, that's awesome. Liara did the same thing with me when I took my nap earlier. I don't know how drugs will work. I think drugs are mainly going to change base stats, because now we have simple modifiers. But what I'm probably going to have drugs do is, rather than changing base stats, they'll change what they modify. But that's what we're going to figure out today. That's what we're working on. We're working on equipment, and if we have time, enemies. So, let's get the hell out of here. We are not looking for that. We are looking for something else here. We are looking for... equipment! Hell yeah, baby. Right, and we're starting with chems. Yeah, we're going to go right down the list, and we're going to adapt everything on this page. We're probably not going to hit... We're probably not going to hit enemies today, now that I'm looking at all this. Unless we get, like, bored halfway through and go, like, let's make some enemies, you know? Because conceptually, I think I've got pretty much the whole bestiary figured out. Yep, so this is going to be the equivalent to a player handbook. This is just basically going to tell people how things work. That sort of thing. And this is going to be a system that we kind of fill in by playing. I would describe what I'm doing right now as pre-alpha. This is the conceptualization and the adaptation of the old rules into something more modern. Yo! Jingle, thank you so much for the sub! No, JK, I'm not Nintendo. Oh. Okay, that's cool. Vintage, you did... Like, Vintage is over here like, listen, here's why it's all fucked up. Dude, to me, you're a fucking wizard right now. You did something I can't even begin to fathom how to do. So, you did amazing. Give yourself a round of applause, and use the positive, feel-good energies I'm giving you to finish it when you get the time. Or don't, you know? It's up to you. I would appreciate it if you finished it, though. We could really use that. Mac and cheese makes my guts go blammo. Dude, same here. But they're so yummy. And I got good government cheese from the government cheese mines that we have in America. Look them up. They're real. From our cheese bunkers. And... fuck. It's so good. Yeah, right? No, for real, Ghost. For real. That's exactly what's happening here. I just had the silliest little idea. Let me look it up real quick. As a solution to my constantly misgendering my friend's problem. Yep. I'm going to buy myself a stretchy trans pride wristband. And whenever I misgender one of my friends, I'm going to flick that bitch. Show that I genuinely care. Why are they charging $40 fucking for this one? Get silicone. Here we go. I'll grab this one here. Looks like it's a kit of 2. Oh, and it's a fundraiser too. Hell yeah. All right, I'll go ahead and add this to my cart. Or yeah, I'll add that to my wish list. There we go. So yeah, that's what I'll use those wristbands for, to flick myself whenever I'm being stupid. Gender tags are one thing, but literally when I know the person's preferred pronouns and I talk to them literally every day, I need something to like go, no, bad. Yeah. Anyway, what the hell were we doing? Oh yes, equipment. So yeah, this is going to be the equivalent of the player handbook. This is what I'm going to give players. This is for me. And the reason I've tagged the stream spoilers is because, well, we're going to be in here. And there might be players in in chat. I got OB. Right now, confirmed players are OB, Sonico, Hazy Wazy, Vea, and Blue. And I can think about... I'm willing to get another one. I'm willing for one more, but I want to make sure it's a good pick. Okay. So, we got some things. I changed how encounters work. If you ever misgender somebody, you become Electro. For real, for real. Also, Selkiran, the artist behind my avatar, is streaming Coffee Shop Tycoon. Hey, Obi. Speak of the devil and he will appear. Hello. Alright, so I worked on some things. Encounters. First thing I did is... That's the wrong tab. Well, first thing I did is I measured how long it would take to get from the east and the west coast of Michigan on foot. Because the party's going to be on foot for the most part. And I've decided that every 4 hours, the party leader is going to make a survival check. And basically, every time you guys set out from the city, you guys will decide who's the navigator. I'm going to go ahead and just say navigator. Basically, who's in charge of making your way through the wild. Survival check for every 4 hours. If they succeed on this survival check, there's no encounter. A critical success will lead to a positive encounter. Usually an encounter that's literally just, oh, hey, you find a big pile of money, you know. What are you saying about me? I was saying that you're going to be a player in my game. Failing this check would lead to an encounter, meaning that you're going to run through one of these down below. And I haven't done all these yet. There's a lot more I need to flesh out, but I think it's more important that we get the pieces of the encounters ready. And like, I think I can just throw out ideas for the encounters. Just be like, this should happen, this should happen. I got 2 already. I don't want to talk about them, but they're right there if you want to read them. And then a fail will lead to an encounter, and a critical encounter will lead to a bad luck encounter. If you fail the check, you just roll on this table, and it's 1d20 plus navigator luck. So, and then that will decide what kind of encounter there is. And then there will be a third table where there'll be a good, bad, and neutral encounter list. And of course, if the encounter has already been done and has got a locked position on the map, because like in the old games, when you were navigating across the map, if you found a location on your random encounter, it would become a permanent part of that map. But not all encounters would, right? So, 2 20s in a row, you find Alex. Hello. Obi, Alex loves you. Oh, that's the opposite for me, Vintage. I pitch shift my voice upwards, but that encounter... I would pitch shift my voice upwards, but that's never happened. Encounter. Bad encounter. Someone called you ma'am on the drive-thru speaker. 520s, actually. You find me. Hello. I'm freezing to death. How are you? Still need to set up freezing to death, by the way. But yeah, 1d20 plus navigator luck. So whoever the party navigator is, they roll, add their luck, and then they choose from the table. Encounters that are already locked in position, you would reroll. You just reroll on the table. The DM specifically would do this. Question, what kind of game is this? I've gotten curious. It's going to be like D&D 5th edition, so role-playing, playing pretend, and playing your OCs with dice rolls. However, there's going to be a stronger focus on survival and sandbox gameplay. So the campaign is less of a set story that the players will all play their part in, and it's more just a world that they will be in and influence and change. There's not going to be a set ending. Players will play their characters until they die or retire. That's why I'll encourage every player to roll 2 characters. It's going to be very similar to the Fallout game. It's basically based upon the Fallout games, which I've been playing all month. It's post-apocalyptic in a retro-futuristic world in which we have a nuclear hellscape where futuristic robots and laser guns and robots and mutants and all that stuff are still there. It's very pulpy. It's very like 1950s sci-fi. And basically, the players are going to be a group of survivors who carry out jobs to keep themselves fed, or not. Maybe they'll go out into the wilderness and just raid. Who knows what they'll go do? But whatever they want to do, it's my job as DM to make sure that it's an interesting story. How do you trigger the Miku random event? So I have one crossover event in mind. Rather than doing a Wild Wasteland thing, we're just going to do the Fallout 2 thing where there's going to be pop culture references. However, my goal with the pop culture references are similar to what Tim Kaine said for Fallout 1. By the way, Tim Kaine's the original creator of Fallout, if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about there. Basically, if you guys see a reference, you're either going to get it or you're not. And if you don't get it, you're not going to feel left out. It's just going to feel like part of the world. I have one actual crossover event in mind, and it's a reference to the only real crossover event in Fallout 1. And I'll go ahead and show you guys what that is real quick, because some of you may have watched me. Some of you may have watched me play Fallout 1. Other people here may not have. Tato Raider. Also, I've been watching a lot of Mike. Been watching a lot of Mike Burnfire. So I think this is a very specific encounter that's special because it's the only thing in Fallout that's like this. Like, there's references, but then there's literally the TARDIS from Doctor Who just fucking shows up, meaning that the universes are connected. Will there be dog meat? Probably not. There'll be dogs you guys can get, of course. You guys can also hire companions or mercenaries. And each party member can have up to half their charisma's worth of companions. Why is the Man Who Sold the World playing? Why is E-Man Who Sold the playing? What the hell? But yeah, so the TARDIS literally appears in Fallout 1, so in my head, these two universes are connected, and I get to include Doctor Who. I get to include some Doctor Who crossover content. E-Man Who Sold the haunts you. Yes, he does. As for pets, if you can make, similar to D&D, if you make the right call, if you make the right move, it is technically possible to make any animal your pet. Mutants and monstrosities, that's in the other thing altogether, but animals, yeah, you see a dog out there or a cat out there in the wilderness and you decide you like him, and you can try and use your survival skill to befriend the kitty. Or you can be Blue and try to have sex with a Deathclaw. That's apparently his character's goal. But yeah, I do plan on doing a Doctor Who themed crossover event for the campaign. Will it be something the players can find easily? No! Can I sell Obi into slavery? Yeah. What's interesting is actually there's not as much slavery in this campaign as I was going to... With the faction... I don't have any slaver factions yet. Like, a big theme with this I wanted to do is... I wanted it to be a thematic sequel to New Vegas, where New Vegas was about countries taking over... Old world nations coming to take over a wasteland that has already been tamed by settlers. The theme of Great Lakes is you're exploring the decay of an already tamed wasteland. The countries, the lines, the territories, that's all been drawn up already. Everyone's kind of comfortable where they are. And what you guys are going to have to deal with is... What the party's going to have to deal with is just living within that world. Slavery, not so much is a thing. Wage slavery is the way we go. Who needs slavery when we can convince people to do it? Who needs slavery when we can convince people to do it with money? What's the point of slavery when all we have to do is get somebody chemically attached to a drug we're selling? What's the point of slavery when we convince them that their leader, their slaver, is the literal Messiah? You know, that's the idea. What's the point of slavery when we can convince the people who work under us that all they need to do is kill their friends in order to achieve greatness? And that's kind of the idea. There wouldn't be slavery so much in the setting as there would be more modern forms of slavery, so to speak. That kind of idea. Anyway, it's an interesting concept because every Fallout game to a lesser or greater extent involves slavery. I think Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas... Does 4 have slavers? I haven't run into them in 76 yet. And I haven't played Tactics or Brotherhood of Steel, so... But yeah. When you're 30 minutes into Fallout Pen and Paper and Chill, and the DM starts talking about the ethics of wage slavery... I think so, that's a good idea. You can sell Billy to slavers. Oh, okay. Fallout 4 was a game I put so much time into, and I still feel like I haven't explored enough of it. I liked that game. It's a lot easier to like it now when... You know... It would be really funny to run into a bunch of S&M people, and they're just like, "Oh yes, this is my master, I'm their slave," and the party's like, "We got to do something," and you just shoot one of them, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" That was my boyfriend, you dick! And it's like, what? Like, yeah, no, it was a codependent master-slave relationship. Don't you understand? No, get out. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like it more if my mods weren't broken. I feel you there, man. I fully modded the game like a year ago, and I just went ahead and cleaned that shit. I'm just like, all right, well, I'll come back when it's time to play it and get that working. I think so, too. I actually am really curious to see the cut content for Fallout 4, because the cut content in New Vegas has been some of my favorite content in that game. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. Legalize nuclear bombs. This campaign is brought to you by the Shadow Government. This is exactly what I was worried was going to happen. I haven't gotten any fucking work done. Let's get on this. Chems. Alright. Oh, okay. So we're going to be using caps. So, first and foremost, we're going to have our first chem listed here. It's going to be anti-venom. Armor... Oh, that'd be items. So, let me just... Chems. Lots of lore, lots of lore, lore. 90% of this fucking document, it's going to be Fallout fanfiction. There we go. Not Anita Venom, that's a different thing altogether. Anti... Venom. Good save I made yesterday. Ziggy, I'm trying to think of what I'd recommend for you. Honestly, for you, I'd recommend watching the Fallout show. It'll give you a really good taste of the setting and what it's all about. You'd probably really enjoy it too, because it good. It good, and it's scary, and I know you like good scary things. We hate the Brother to Steal. Legalize clearing out vaults. Enclave, yeah, totally. Dude, yesterday's stream was so much fucking fun. The weird, bad Italian the bad Italian-American stereotype stream was a success. Alright, we'll call this Anti-Venom. Anti-Venom is a classic handful of plants, cures most animal poisons from bark, scorpion, stings to full-blown cabbage or blood toxins. 35 caps is the value. Oh, by the way we're going to handle starting gear is that there's going to be a table you roll on using your luck that will decide how much money you start with. If you're very, very lucky, you'll likely have a lot more money than other players. But you won't have the strengths of those. Hey, that's awesome, Jimgle. What save are you talking about, Obi? I'm curious. But no, the 76 streams have been delightful. Don't know about the game itself. The game has been buggy and frustrating, if not a bit beautiful and interesting. I think my initial point about 76, that the game is just basically that game will only be good. It'll only finally be good when someone imports the entire fucking thing into Fallout 4 and just you can play it offline by yourself. That is when Fallout 76 will be good. But for now, it's a great platform just to hang out with your friends. Oh yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. You nailed that shit. That was really impressive. Because yeah, a lot of our conversations in the game between T and J, Tammy and Jesus, has been us discussing different things from the Wasteland. God, I love the fucking Arcanum soundtrack. It's so good. But has been discussing different things from the Wasteland we've heard about. But he kept referencing shit that his character couldn't possibly know until finally he mentioned something from Michigan. And Tammy was just like, how the fuck do you know that? And he mentioned that he heard it from some traders from Chicago. And I'm like, damn, that's a good save, actually. I didn't even think of that. Michigan's interesting because, like, the Water Barons built their empire atop of clean water. However, now clean water is fully accessible and easy to get by everyone. So it's this interesting thing where basically almost their entire society now is in a precarious position. Small dose mixture of various addictive chemicals. Fixer actually expresses the body need for chemicals which is addicted. One dose of fixer will stave off withdrawal symptoms for 3 hours. Okay, that seems fair. I don't think there's anything there I need to change. What'd you get done on stream today, Alex? I added 2 drugs to the game. What did you spend the stream doing? Talking. That's a good stream, though. People don't get that. That's a good stream. If you can spend your entire stream just yapping to your friends, that's a good stream right there. I was melding shit from my own HCs I stole from the lore from Newlands. Hey, Alex, is Animal Crossing New Horizons a good game to start in the Animal Crossing series? Ziggy, what do you think? I would say yes, because it's fun, and if it's the one that you can get, you should get it. I would say any point's a good place to start, because the games don't really have, like, a continuous story. Like, there's continuous lore, like, basically the state of characters like Tom Nook, of characters in your town will change throughout the games. Okay, I'm playing that right now. Okay, cool, enjoy. What about Flint? I don't know. I started out with ACNH and I like it, yeah. A lot of people love it. I've heard of people burning out on it, but it's the same kind of things I hear about the older games and people burning out. Doctor's Bag. Now, the Doctor's Bag, is a vital item here, because crippled limbs do not heal. You need to go to a doctor. You need to go to a doctor to get that shit fixed. So, yeah. You got a perch. Hell yeah, man. You know what I recommend? Once you get all your... I would say the priority order goes this. Here's kind of what I'm thinking of doing with my house in City Folk. I want to make a really big basement, and I just want to put all my fish down there and have like my own aquarium at home. I think that'd be really cool. And then have an attic that's a terrarium for all the bugs. And that way, just everything that you can't Okay, so everything you can't fit in the museum, you put into your house. Everything you already have, you go ahead and sell. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, this is what's different, though. I will go ahead and say nearly every doctor in the way can be unfirm. Doctors. A doctor's bag. Oh, okay, well, hold on. I actually kind of like that. Gives a 15% bonus when healing crippled limbs and or sight. I kind of like that, because that implies people can use a medicine check to try and fix limbs, and I kind of like that idea. The idea that if you're skilled enough, you don't even need a doctor's bag. That's really cool. We'll go ahead and leave that as is. And I think I might put the price up by the name so it's easier to see. There we are. Boop. Oh, that's the wrong price. Boop. And then Fixer, I forgot to get the price, so... and then I had to get the price for Fixer. That'd be 55 caps. Okay. Is it the same price as Doctor's Bag? No, I got the price wrong there at 60 caps. Okay. I thought about doing a different currency for the North, but then I learned... I was going to do a currency that was like water tickets or water bills or something. But then I learned that caps were already backed by water. So I figured, like, yeah, let's just use caps. Are you going with a set price for everything? It's going to work like it does in the games, where you have your initial base price, but every time you go to purchase something, every time you go shopping, you make a barter check. And the barter check will decide how your price check comes out. So let me go ahead and actually open it up on the Fallout rules here. Your barter check will change your price. And of course, you'll subtract the competing barter check from the person you are... from the person you're buying from. Hold up. Okay. Having a high barter skill goes a long way in the post-war world. Whichever buyer or seller has the higher barter skill will get you better prices. The Overseer will simply compare the two barter scores, and whoever comes out on top will have the remaining points added as a percentage to the sale price by default. So you don't even need to roll. So what'll happen is, let's say you have 50 barter skill, and the merchant has 25. That means you'll get a 25 reduction to anything you want to buy, and a 25% increase to anything you want to sell. This is stolen land. How come the Indian? Do you mean Indians? Or do you mean that there's one giant Indian? Because I don't think I wrote that down in the lore yet. What I will say is the Wendigo, a lot of the Wendigo Nation's lore and ideology comes from a combination of Norse mythology and Native American folklore. The reason being is there's a bunch of Eastern European immigrants that lived up in the Upper Peninsula. Your Fargo types, you know? And there's a fucking shit ton of reservations up there, so yeah. They're talking about real life. They tried. It's a long, bloody and brutal history. What I will say is that there's no truth to the mythology of, like, might makes right. Like, the white man didn't take land from the Native Americans through military force. A lot of the times they tricked them. Smallpox blankets were never proven, but situations like the Osage and the Killers of the Flower Moon definitely did happen, and how they would use poison, sickness, and different things like that to overthrow them. The thing is, and it's a situation where it wasn't survival of the fittest, it was survival of the most evil and wicked. The ways that the white man was willing to... The things that the white man was willing to do to take land from the American Indians was so much darker and more fucked up than anything the American Indians could have ever thought about. A lot of it comes down to the fact that the white man had been conquering and killing each other as well as their neighbors for the longest time, whereas most of the American Indian nations were spread out and weren't actually in contact with one another. I guess the idea would be that, yeah, just evil. You can also get set prices based off the conditions of the shop. That's two. Caps are backed by water. You got to perch. Good job, Voxel Try. But yeah, so that's my reason, Obi. I think the answer is this because they couldn't. They tried, but every time they tried, to fight back. Like, oh no, Indian raids, that justifies us fucking slaughtering them, you know. Horrible, horrible shit. Good question. Weird that you asked it here, but good question, I guess. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, we're not gonna. There's no minutes. We're gonna change this description a bit. First aid kit. We're definitely gonna. It's Halo-ass sound and music. Bling, bling, blong. Also, they fucked up the alphabetical order here. Yeah, those were alphabetized. Here we go. And then we need a... Nope. Oh, those were alphabetized. And then how much is it worth? That is... First aid kit is 200 caps. Good lord. Did you ever think of a second currency? Probably. Where you putting them, but I can't deny that it is nice. Yeah. The idea is that with the fall of the NCR, there were two competing currencies. One was caps, which was used on the west and east coast because of the NCR and NCR trade. As far as I know, right? In Fallout 1 specifically, caps. I think caps were just the agreed upon currency in Fallout 1. I don't know why. I would love to learn the history of it. But that's just how it was. And the competing currencies introduced were the Legionaries, which, no. And the money, the gold-backed currency from Fallout 2, which was used by the NCR until the Brotherhood took their gold reserve. And that eventually became, they eventually stopped using that currency, which was literal gold, and switched to the NCR dollar, which stopped being used because of the events of, well, what happened to the NCR. Caps are now, though. I think it's just easier to do caps at this point. It's easier, it makes more sense. I thought about adding a competing currency, but the question would be, what is it backed by, and why would they use it over anything else? And I think caps would be the way to go. Trading and barter. Christ, I got so distracted. What was going on? Okay, we're good. Alright, first aid kit, fixer. Wherever you are wounded, you can count on a first aid kit to provide first aid, quite literally. A first aid kit contains mostly bandages and a bunch of other dime a dozen items. You can use these to make a first aid check succeed automatically. Ooh! The first aid kit can last up to 5 uses, after which there would be no supplies left. And I'm going to go ahead and just say it does 1d10 damage. It heals 1d10 damage. Don't know what tabletop game has minutes. I cannot imagine timing out a tabletop game like this in real time. And we'll of course replace first aid with medicine, because we just use medicine check instead of splitting first aid and doctor. There we go. Yep, hyperinflation, and then eventually death. I love how Med-X... Okay, here it is. Okay, I thought Med-X didn't have a description at all. Med-X is basically just morphine. And they called it morphine originally, but then it became its own thing as time went on. Med-X is 20 caps. We also get confirmation that healing powder... I love how a combination of Fallout 2 and Fallout 4 all but confirm that stim packs and healing powder are the same fucking thing, and stim packs are just a concentrated liquid version that's been refined. I think that's super cool. Also, Fallout 2 confirms that stim packs literally regenerate you. That's super awesome. The idea that you just inject that shit and it, like, accelerates cell regrowth. That's super cool. That would be 20 caps. Okay, cool. Got that. Medics can give a person plus 10% AC. That's awesome. That's a fucking... Holy shit, really? It'd be plus 10%, though, not plus 10. But if your AC was high already, then... that'd be a pretty good bonus. Yeah... I do think it's cooler now that they have it. It makes the world feel. It makes the world of Fallout feel more unique when you change it. You know, when Med-X isn't just morphine and it's actually its own unique thing, and you look at the syringe and it's like a glowing red liquid inside of a fucking a bright red liquid inside of a metal syringe is a really cool look. Stupid question, by the way. When you inject yourself with a Stimpack, do you gotta press anything, or does it just happen automatically? In the show, it seemed to happen automatically, but I was always looking very closely at the character's hands, see if they're pressing a button or anything. This matters to me and nobody else. I just really care about that kind of thing. I love seeing the way that, like, fake technology works. Like, 500 fucking caps! Good lord! If you say so. That's fucking absurd. How good does it work, though? Oh, 150. Okay, that's pretty good, actually. Alright, well, then there you go. That's why Radaway's so pricey. Because it's really good. I think it's pressurized. Yeah, I think so, too. Like, it's one of those automatic hypos that injects you, similar to the ones in, like, I mean, Bioshock, you gotta press the plunger, but I mean... yeah, I think that's super rad. Puts a strain on the liver. That's awesome. Fucking... Alex sees a negative side effect for a drug. Hell yeah. God, why am I'm such a fucking weirdo. I'm such a fucking weirdo, man. I love being me. But yeah, I love learning about all the little ways sci-fi shit works. Like, I love that in Mass Effect, the guns in that setting is like a tiny it's basically a tiny rail. Every Mass Effect weapon is a tiny railgun that removes all mass from an object, allowing it to fire at whatever speed you want it to fire at. Meaning that you're basically firing bullets at the speed of light, but instead of bullets, all it is, your magazine is a little fragment of metal. It's a little square of metal, or a little cylinder of metal, and what your gun does is it shaves off a tiny splinter that it then accelerates to the speed of light through your target, amplifying its mass like 1,000-fold and just annihilating whoever you shoot. It's so fucking cool. Why is Nook a capitalist? Nook is a businessman and a philanthropist. He's a very shrewd businessman, but in the end, he ends up using his money for a good cause. I think by New Leaf, he's giving most of it away to charity, and he's going into real estate. And then New Horizons, what is he doing in New Horizons? I like it when my chest starts bubbling after I inject my... oh, yes. Ugh. You're right. Totally. That's a good idea, Vintage. I'll do that. We'll do that real quick. Okay, so we'll have Radaway diluted, and we'll have this one only be 50 caps, and it'll we'll just shave a 0 off. So Radaway diluted is 50 caps. Radaway mixed with clean water. Cheaper, but it is cheaper, but only works a fraction as well as the real thing. Good suggestion, man. This chem instantly reduces a person's radiation by 15 points. There we go. I don't think Tom Nook is Jewish, Christian, or a Muslim. But good point, Obi. I'll think about it. But, yeah, Obi. When Obi says, I like when my chest starts bubbling after I inject my stim pack into me. That's my headcanon, by the way, for why medicine affects how you, affects how well a stim pack works. Because if you fuck up, basically the idea is that if you don't inject it in the perfect spot, you're just doing damage to your body that the stim pack has to work to heal. So, like, the best way to inject a stim pack is directly into a vein, like, you know, like any drug, like any like heroin or any drug really. Why did heroin come to mind? Morphine, whatever. Or like specifically to the heart. If you can hit, if your stim pack, if you can hit that shit directly in your heart without hitting a lung, and while still being able to get through your chest cavity, you will heal way faster and heal way better. And I like the idea that characters with bad medicine skills just kind of stick it in their belly or their chest and just be like, ah, fuck! as you're basically just pouring liquid into your lungs. And the stim pack has to work extra hard to help you cough that shit up and heal the hole you've now punched in your lung. The bell. Yeah. The tip of the needle bends or breaks. Oh, God. Yeah, I like the idea that whenever Tammy's injecting herself, because she has, like, no medical skills, she's like, she's just punching holes in her lungs. Oh, man. That's the goofy shit I like to think about in like, sci-fi settings, is like, what happens if they just fuck it up? God, Arcanum's music is so beautiful. I should play Arcanum one day. Alright, how much does Rad-X cost? 50. Only 50 NCR dollars. Yep. Preventative measures are always better for radiation. Oh, it says, wait, that's it in CR dollars. What am I doing? 40 caps. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, she injected near the affected area, meaning that it would probably heal that area. It's like, I think what she did is, you know, you can like inject singular limbs to restore limb healths. You can do that too. So what she did is she injected her side, which I'm guessing would heal her torso more effectively, because she got stabbed in episode 1. Okay. Oh, it's added. It'll add a 50% bonus. So, if your base stat is 15, one dose will bring you to 65%. Alright. I need to make very particularly sure that I tag stats that are percentages as percentages and the ones that aren't as not. What's the update? Yeah, I saw someone on the Animal Crossing subreddit lamenting that they had deleted their town. And they wouldn't have done so before the update. So what's going on with that? Tell me. I want to know. I'm not going to play New Horizons anytime soon, but when I do, I'd like to know what I'm in for. Radaway diluted. Let's go make sure that we... I also made sure to specify that it's mixed with clean water. Here it is. Rad-X. Designed by nuclear scientists as a way to make the body immune to radiation. Although it is only partially effective at granting immunity, it has seen wide use after the bombs fell. While it may not protect fully, it's better than choking on your own radioactive vomit. Rad-X is able to add a 50% bonus to your radiation resistance and lasts for 6 hours from the time you ingest the dose. Can I send you the trailer? Yeah, sure thing. Go right ahead. I might not check it out during the stream, but the update so they can patent collecting fruit. Yeah, that I really hope Nintendo loses that fucking case with the whole like, oh yeah, monster collecting. It's like, dude, people have been doing that so much longer than you. Like that, your legal team. Nintendo needs to lose their legal team. Like they need to have their legal team taken away from them. Just make good video games and shut the fuck up. Because their games are great. They did lose it. Thank fucking God. Alrighty. I don't keep up with anything, by the way, so I'm dumb. Stimpaks. 20 caps. Stimpaks work by releasing a small dosage of a wonderful chemical cocktail that goes directly to damaged portions of the body and work at doubling the body's natural healing powder. They can mend blast wounds, reset broken bones, and even patch up holes in the body. When injected, heals 1d10 plus 10 HP. I might change that because I want the medicine skill to matter. There we go. A successful medicine check will add an additional 10 HP. Critical success will add 20, and a critical failure will subtract 10. So basically, if you have good medicine skill and you're using Stimpaks, or you can just give all, you want to give all the Stimpaks to the party member who's good at medicine, so that they can keep their party members alive, keep your party alive. Japanese culture often has a strong overreaction. Nintendo's legal stuff is an overreaction to piracy. I feel that. Blizzard versus Nintendo over Pokemon battles in MoP. Dude, I'd love for that to be legal cases. The Apple versus Epic shit was so cool because it was two pieces of shit just kicking the shit out of each other. It was great. And that sounds pretty cool, Hellman. Darkest Dungeon's got a really strong style. Okay, Sent, just watch whenever you feel like it. Alrighty, Ziggy. Thank you. Apparently they made an anime for Devil Survivor, too. They did. Good luck with your cosplay, Ghost. Yeah, bootlegging more than piracy. I feel ya. To be fair, that ain't... I think it's they feel threatened. I think bootlegging is one way to put it, but making a superior product is different. Because like a lot of Pokemon fan games have been amazing. I think out of like in terms of what I've heard, not gonna confirm anything, I would say that like Pokemon fan games are on par with like Elder Scrolls modding in terms of just the quality rate in comparison to its original creation. Not to mention we got games like Cassette Beasts, which are making the Pokemon games that people have wanted for years now. We got Poke MMO, which is literally converted old Pokemon games into a fully functioning MMORPG. We got the awesome Minecraft Pokemon mods, which I know there are people who only play Minecraft who play those mods. So like, and not to mention we have just the history of amazing. We have like the Digimon games. We have the Shin Megami Tensei titles that are blowing up right now. Like I think Nintendo quite simply has assumed that because they just feel threatened. I think. And I think that I think they don't need to care as much as they do, because no one's ever going to fucking forget who Pikachu is. No one's going to forget who fucking Pikachu is. No one's going to forget who Vaporeon is, especially now. It doesn't matter. The games don't matter as much as Nintendo thinks they do. Pokemon is forever, and I think they know that, but at the same time, I think they're scared. That's why they, like I said before, Pokemon games are B games. They're like budget game. They're like budget JRPGs that you'd buy back on the PS3 out of the off the PSN for like $20, you know. Pikachu, fuck. Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. What do you think of the model baseline? I also don't think piracy is that much of a threat to video games in general. Lunch. Free update. Hell. That's a really cool model. I like it. Reminds me of Truebiel. Oh no! Alrighty. Stim packs, 20 caps. Cool. Next drug, Super Stimiminim, also known as the President Killer. I guess I should explain that rather than just saying that. Okay, so in Fallout 2, the only way to get the... Okay, so the final one of the final villains of Fallout 2 is the US President, right? On the Enclave oil rig. Oh, by the way, spoilers for Fallout 2, obviously. However, for some fucking reason, and this is one of the reasons why I think Fallout 2 kind of shits the bed in the later half, you need to get a keycard from him. There's no speech check you can make. There's nothing you can say to convince him to give it to you. You can't pickpocket off of him. Your only recourse is to kill the president. That is the only thing you can do. However, any attempt to do so will alert the entire building. So here's what you do instead. You inject him with several super stim packs. The reason being is directly after combat or the event that causes damage, stim pack sickness hits. -1 strength, -1 endurance for an hour. Endurance is the stat that backs your HP. So if you have no endurance, you have no HP. You basically keep injecting him until his endurance is 0. And there you go. No more Mr. President, you know? And that's how you're able to get out of the... And for some reason, him dying via that method does not alert the bunker, and you can just walk right out the front door. The healing exploit. Yeah, totally. Hey, yo, Alex, you want me to record shit? I'll do it. What do you mean? Death by healing. Yeah, you OD him on a super sim pack, which is really funny, but it sucks that you can't. That's the only way you can do it. Especially because my stealing skill was very high, and I could easily have pickpocketed that shit off of them. Jet antidote. Ooh. I like that. Oh yeah, Jet's gonna be a thing, of course. EFGHIJK, Jet antidote, which is literally... You can't... I'm going to go ahead and say you can't buy it, except for from very specific merchants. But then again, the start of the game is literally what you're bringing with you into the environment. So if the player can somehow fucking afford power armor, then they can bring it with them, I guess. I don't mind. It's not seen as a hostile actions. Yes. I plan on recording one. I need to write one, but I need to record one, and I kind of want to make it a send-up to the Fallout 1 opening monologue that Ron Perlman does, where he references, like, old world wars and stuff. Like, he re-references, like, Nazi Germany and stuff. But instead, I would be referencing famous conflicts in the Wasteland. Do you like Citri Symbol? I did not see it. Where is it? Did you send it? Hold on. Yes, you probably did. I do. You know what? If I were to pick a demon as my Heretic Legion, I would choose Paimon. Because Paimon's all about money, baby! All about that fucking money! And they would be like a merchant faction. But they would be like the merchants of hell. Let me see if that already exists. Hold on. Paimon. Nope! No one's made Paimon. Oh, hold it. Here it is. Profits of payment, warband models, and sculpts. But they'd be all about that money, baby. Super capitalists. Hell capitalists. That's who I'd play as. You would pick the greed faction, you fuck! Damn straight. Oh, hell yeah, man. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I think you might even be better. Yeah, that might be a good choice. War never changes. I think I just do my normal voice. Also, I'm sick to fucking death of War Never Changes. It's been misused so many times. The only good use of War Never Changes I've seen since New Vegas was in the Fallout show. But, like, the way it was used in Fallout 4 was so bad and cringe, it kind of poisoned it forever for me. Because War Never Changes was never that cool to begin with. It was kind of just like, okay, that's Fallout's thing. War never changes, yada yada yada. But it's been misused so many times by Fallout 4 and the Frontier specifically. I'm still going to use it because it's tradition at this point. But it actually has to mean something when I'm saying it. Cool. Well, I don't plan on ever playing French Crusade because the 40k rabbit hole is infinite. And also, the first thing I'd do after, like, I would have to, you know, here's what it is. I'll buy if they ever release a starter box that's just like, here's 2 armies, I'd buy it. That would be my get-in point for Trench Crusade. Denarius will not be factored as legionnaires are not allowed to buy chems, and its doubtful drug owners will be selling to those runner crucifying. Those are the runner crucifying money. That's fair. Ooh, I love the descriptions here. I love how much stuff they're. It's kind of like Kill Team. Yeah. It would be a lot cheaper to get into, right? It's like caps. Like, they got out of hand, but we can't change that shit. Yeah, exactly. It's a thing that one game had, and then every game after that. It's like a lot of things. It's like Super Mutants, Deathclaws, Caps, everything iconic to Fallout that was made specifically because it had a purpose in Fallout 1, but then got overutilized. There are some things I don't mind. Like, I don't mind that the Brotherhood's everywhere now. I think that makes perfect sense as long as your game takes place after Fallout Tactics. So as long as you're like Fallout 2 onwards, I don't mind. The Super Mutant thing, that's annoying. Like, especially because it's just like, oh yeah, we put FEV in the water. Like, but that wouldn't do anything. Like, that would cause, like, minor mutations. Like, the shit Super Mutants we had in Fallout 3 happened because they didn't have a lot of FEV to work with, you know? Yeah, totally. Yeah, hopefully TTS catches up. We'll see how I'm actually really curious to see how our Warhammer games go, and we'll definitely do a I will definitely be contacting you to set that up. We probably won't stream that process, but I'll be contacting you to set that up. Afterburner Gum, 50 caps. Afterburner Gum is designed to encourage a moderate but habitual use of the drug, so don't expect to be rocked off your socks, but the cravings keep coming. The below statistics are for chewing an entire pack of the stuff, otherwise you'll feel no real effect. You'll just jitter a bit as you've had too much coffee. As your character consumes the pack, 10 rich and nice sugar and spice flavored strips. You'll still have to check for addiction. Probably made to act as a mild steroid for increasing eye fixation and muscle action. Chewing Afterburner Gum gives the user plus one. Not like this.
Not like this.
Will you somehow be administering the GOAT test? Probably not. I'll probably just have people make their characters. If there's a thing where people don't know what to do and we run into that problem, then sure. But like, I think a lot of our people, I think every person in my group has a character in mind and knows what they want. So I don't think that'll be necessary. Raises the action 1 to 2 for 20, 10 minutes after that time. Loser uses 1 afterburn is 30% addictive. Okay. And then addiction checks would just be, you'd have to roll on that check. You'd basically have to roll, it's 30% addictive. You would have to roll below 30% to be addicted. Because it's a negative effect. Okay, Afterburner Gum, 50 caps. Man, the Fallout 1 soundtrack is creepy as shit. I love it. I love how creepy this fucking soundtrack is. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Control U, Control I. Da-da-da-da. Only thing I remember from computer class, I swear. That would be 50 caps. Oh, you mean a void comp test? Yeah. What rank is Paimon in the Ars Goetia? I don't fucking know. I just know Paimon's the money demon. You want to get fucking rich? You worship Paimon. Or Paimon. According to everything I know about Paimon comes from Hereditary. I love how there's a combination of come down, like there's a combination of come down and addiction. So like it's not just addiction, but you come down afterwards too. Okay, Buff Out. A favorite of melee players, Buff Out is designed specifically to increase a person's deadliness in hand-to-hand combat. Consequently, any combat style whose effectiveness is influenced by Strength special stat reap a significant benefit from the use of Buff Out. Caution may cause unwanted shrinkage of valuables. Ooh. So it's roids. Fuck you, Alex. 5-stream streak. Thank you, Vintage. Okay, Fit is built with my own 2 hands. Oh, they gave him a goat test in Fallout 4? Sorry, yeah, it's like a void comp test. That's what it sounds like to me. Like from Blade Runner. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a benefit to that. We're a long ways from the vaults, though. Like, there's one vault in Michigan, and it's literally the root of the entire society in Michigan. And then that's the part that hurts me, is that we're not going to fucking have vaults to explore with fun experiments. That's a fucking bummer. But hey. Buff Out. When your buff is out, finally, when your buff is out and you can finally play the game again. Woohoo! Is Vi top tier? No? Alright. See you next week. See you next patch. Is Vi top tier? No? Alright, cool. Alright. Back to Nidhogg. That'll be me. That'll be me for every Tuco patch. How's Vi doing? Is she top of the tier list? Okay, cool. Who's number 2? Alright, I can't put them on a team. Fuck it. Yep, he is a king. King Paimon. King Paimon. Oh, okay, I see. Then maybe. Yeah, he's a king. Bitch, I'm a king. Sorry. Oh, man, Dub of the North Star is such a fucking treasure. I'm so sad that the creator of that series has tried to fucking, like, expunge it from the internet. Oh, hey. Kiss to build a dream on. Give me a kiss to build a dream on in my imagination. I love this fucking song. It's so fucking good. I love it. I love Fallout 2 so much. Alright, Jet is a powerful methamphetamine. That is not what Jet is, but okay. Jet is a powerful methamphetamine that stimulates the central nervous system. The initial euphoric rush rarely lasts more than a few minutes, but during the time the user is filled with a rush of energy and strength. It is extracted from Brahmin dung fumes and administered via an inhaler. Increased action points by 2 and strength and perception by 1 after immediate use. After 5 minutes have elapsed, you lose 4 action points and 4 from strength and perception. After 1 day, you gain +2 action points and 3 to strength and perception. Carries 50% of addiction, which is permanent without the Jet antidote. Once addicted, you lose 1 strength and perception after 2 days of non-use, with subsequent stat penalties every 2 days for 6 days until 8 days have elapsed. The cure is applied, or player uses more Jet to end withdrawal. That's complicated. Cool. Hell yeah. Had an NPC that was straight up Muggle Umbridge from Harry Potter from Minnesota. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, so with Jet, I'm... Like, this is really cool how in-depth this is. But this is fucking complicated. Oh, it's a permanent buff. It's a permanent buff, but it's also a permanent debuff. So it's one of them just fuck me up drugs. Yeah, totally. I think that's where. Well, I think we're just gonna leave that as is. Now that I know I can safely change special stats without fucking everything up because of Vintage's amazing character sheet. Tell you what, if Vintage has this done, if you got this done by January, which I will not demand of you, first and foremost, but if you're able to, somehow, I will go ahead and leave this as is. Because, personally, I don't like to fuck with the base stats, because it leads to a lot of math. But... You know what, I think I should stick to my rule and not fuck with base stats unless I have to. So, influenced by... Okay, increase a person's handliness. They didn't actually say what the drug did. 10% to all STR skills for an hour. Plus 10% to all STR skills for an hour. Minus 10% for an hour after come down. Let's say 10% chance of addiction. Must make endurance. Males must make endurance check or have shrunken genitals minus 50% groin health. Personally, I don't like. Again, if I'm putting in all the work, if I'm doing all the labor, I don't understand. I personally don't get paying for STL files. I'm doing all the work. I'm printing it. You know, like. But at the same time, if you want to do that, good for you. Power to you. That's my own personal belief. I would never pay for an STL. I do think people will though, and that's why I think GW really should embrace 3D printing and start selling STLs for the same price as their minis too. Don't even reduce the price. They'd make gangbusters, and also they'd be able to sell minis forever. I don't want to... The thing is, I want to keep it within the 1, 2, 3 New Vegas realm, but I also I think editing it to still work, because I think there's this, like, I think if I wanted to do that Vintage, I would just play the Modiphius version and learn that, which is probably way simpler, and that actually resembles Fallout 4 far closer, you know? So for me personally, I'm going to stick with this. 50% groin health. Just want to go through and give these all a once over, make sure we're not fucking with okay. Increases action points by 2 and STR and perception skills by 10% after immediate use. After 5 minutes of elapse, you lose 4 action points and 40% from strength and perception skills. After 1 day, you gain plus 2 action points and 30%? God damn. One string, but 2 doesn't. You want use, you lose. 10% strength and perception skills after dealing with subsequent stat penalties every 2 days for 6 days until 8 days. If a lapse, the cure is applied to the player uses more jet time withdrawal. Okay. You know, they don't want to do that because their ability to produce the plastic themselves would get kneecapped if they did the STL move, and that doesn't stop piracy. They're doing a pretty good fucking job of stopping piracy right now, though, I'll be real with you. What's this for, by the way? Hellman, read the title. It's for my Fallout Pen and Paper Great Lakes campaign. I'm revamping the old Fallout Pen and Paper rules to work for to basically work with a D&D 5th edition audience, myself included. And yeah, we're just tweaking these old pen and paper rules to work better. I am dyslexic. That's okay. I pat your head. Also, I think I'm finished with my Blamco mac and cheese, so I can remove my Blamco mac and cheese drip. There we go. That's better. I'm thinking about bringing back the layout. I like it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I kind of miss the layout. It also makes clipping look nicer. Makes clips look nicer. Yeah, no, I just don't want to fuck with base stats. There we go. Yay, alright, cool. Moving on. Jet. Jet's done. Mentats. Named specifically after a thing from Dune. Ain't that neat? Dune's awesome, by the way. Oh yeah, I decided that starting with next year, not this year, I'm going to be including the things that influenced 40K in the games about media that influenced 40K in the 40K month. So similar to how we're doing with what we're doing with Mad Max, and as well as in the future with games like Wasteland, Atom RPG, Underrail, that sort of thing. For Warhammer Month, I'll be including things like Dune, Starship Troopers, Judge Dredd games, BattleTech games, those sort of things. All those things that were directly responsible for helping create 40K. HP Lovecraft games as well. Lord of the Rings games as well. I was going to include Dungeons and Dragons, but I think Dungeons and Dragons had a lot less of a direct influence on 40K than Lord of the Rings did. So we'll do that instead. Eats the cheese. Hell yeah. Always eat the cheese. If you have to choose between eating the cheese and not eating the cheese, always eat the cheese. This comes from this ship post sponsored by the Mouse Council. Yeah, the reason why I'm moving away from 5th edition is I want to pick a setting that I have a genuine passion for. Like, as much as I love what I've seen from the Forgotten Realms, I have not seen enough to justify me DMing in the Forgotten Realms, in my opinion. I think I'm a bad DM because... Or, not a bad DM, but I'm a lesser DM than I'd want to be because I don't know the setting that well. You could ask me any question about Fallout or 40K and I could give you an answer, whereas for the Forgotten Realms, I'd have to do some Googling. Because I don't know, you know. But I at least want to, like, play some of the Forgotten Realms games, like Baldur's Gate. I want to go through and read some more of the Forgotten Realms fiction, more of the Drizzt books, that sort of thing. Okay. Mentats. It was once an experimental drug for the army, but it turned out making your average soldier smarter didn't make him want to charge that fortified machine gun position. After a while, the soldier didn't seem to want to do much more than take Mentats. Since the military had no interest in buying such drug, the military-industrial complex did the only reasonable thing. They sold it on the private market. It quickly became the go-to drug on the half-legal market because there were advantages to taking it, being smart, mean, math, no-hurt brain. When Mentats are swallowed, the user's perception skills increase by 20%. Intelligence increased by 20%. Yeah, because basically I want to have consistent universal rules to make this easier. And charisma skills increase by 10%. Damn, no wonder Mentats were so useful in the old games. Radiation and poison resistance start at 0. Does that mean it ignores the endurance stat? One moment, please. I'll need to take a look at fast metabolism. ×2 healing on rest, but rad and poison resistance start at 0. Yep. Yep, they ignore the endurance stat and they just start at 0. What did you think of it, Jingle? Do you mean the book or do you mean the book, the movie, or the anime? The movie, loved it. It's great, isn't it? Fucking awesome film. One of my favorites. No, one of my favorite triple features to do is RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers. I think all 3 of those movies watched back to back are so much fun. It actually makes you witty. The effect lasts an hour, after which time the user's perception and intelligence skills are decreased by 40%, and charisma is decreased by 30% for 1d10 hours. Mentats have a 60% chance of addiction. That'd be easy. When you just get thing like this, like 60% chance of addiction, you just roll, and as long as you roll above that 60, you're fine. Yep, same writer, screenplay writer. Yep, all the same director, all the same people making it. A lot of the same actors. There's a lot of overlap. It's a great marathon. I strongly recommend it. Yeah, during Warhammer month, I'll be watching. We'll be watching some of the other Starship Troopers media, including the CG movies, the anime, the sequels. So that'll be interesting. I tried to include media that I knew was good, but I don't know, man. I need to screen those and decide, because I didn't include Terminators 3 Genesis, Salvation, or the other one, Dark Future, and I didn't include the Bad Predator movie, but I included all the Starship Troopers films, and RoboCop 2, and the RoboCop remake. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess things that I know are bad, I'm not including. Psycho. Psycho is essentially PCP on acid, and is the #1 drug used by fiends, tribals, mutants, and raiders. It gives you plus 25% damage with all melee, unarmed, and thrown weapons. Nice. And Psycho is 25% addictive. Addiction, endurance, -3. Fuck, are you for real? That's just a permanent... Wow, that's rough. That's rough, dude. 50 caps. Ultra Jet. There's an Ultra Stim pack? Ultra Jet. I'm an OP. I'm grooving, man. Yeah. I'm gonna go get some more Gatorade. My head's starting to hurt. That's crazy. Ultra Jet. Ultra Jet was made. I love the fucking Ultra Jet. This super crack will get the job done way faster. Alright, I'll be right back, my friends. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started. Actually, we're pretty close to the end. That's good. That's some good Gatorade, man. Ooh. Let's get hydrated up in this bitch. Whew. Good shit. Let me check my messages. There we go. Bring back Quaaludes into your game, please. Alright. Yes, my lord. Salutes. Right away. 200 caps for the Ultra Jet. QRST. Okay, yeah. How much did they cost? 200 caps. Good God. God damn. Ultra Jet was made by some enterprising ghouls. Out of totally safe, non-addictive component. Out of a totally safe, non-addictive component in breakfast cereal and Jet Classic, because regular Jet has a little effect on ghouls because of their slow metabolism. Whatever the case, Ultra Jet is claimed to be twice as potent as regular Jet, and if you really, really want to die early in life, you just have to burn hard. Ultra Jet, like its little brother, comes in a handy inhaler. Dosed up, the user gains 5 action points, plus 1, that's always going to be plus 1 strength, plus 10% to strength. Skills, and plus 10% to perception skills for 1d10 hours. Addiction rate. Ooh, 35% addiction rate, damn. And -2 to perception skills. There we go. Yeah, I think just making them percentages goes a long way to help. Ultra Stim Pack, 350 caps. The Ultra Stim Pack, you know, I'll add that. I'll definitely read that once we get it on the page. How about that? Ultra Stim. Actually, I forgot to switch it over, didn't I? Yep, here we are. I fixed it. Yay, no one even noticed. I was the only one who noticed. Nobody noticed my shameful display. Not Stink Pack. I don't like the Stink Pack. That's not a good addition. 350 caps. Wasn't the super enough for you? Do we have to make Ultra Stim Packs? Jesus. The Ultra Stim Pack is an advanced version of the Super Stim Pack and a highly powerful healing chem. Ultra Stim Packs will cause damage to the user's faculties after wearing off due to the powerful nature of the chemicals used. The construction of the Ultra Stim Pack is made up of 2 regular Stim Packs, one regular Stim Pack's connected to a wrist belt for immediate injection, and one connected to an intravenous bag for regulating a prolonged dose of chems over a period of time. And they didn't actually say what the numbers on that are. Oh, here it is. The Ultra, here it is. Perfect. Yet the user suffers -2, 20% to endurance and -10% to... Alright, here we are. Ultra Stim Pack, 350 caps. The Ultra Stim Pack is an advanced version of the Super Stim Pack and a highly powerful healing chem. Ultra Stim Packs will cause damage to users' faculties after... Okay, yeah, we already read that. The Ultra Stim Pack heals 7d10 plus 80 health. Yet the user suffers -20 to strength... 20%... Sorry. -20% to strength skills, -20% to endurance skills, and -10% to intelligence skills for 3 hours due to Ultra Stim Pack disease. Or sickness. -50%. Shit, wrong tab. You're working on it right now. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me, by the way, let me share this to you so you don't gotta fucking look at what I'm typing as I'm typing it. Oh, hey, look, there's my fucking email and first and last name. Good work, idiot. There you go, Vintage. Shit, wrong tab. That's refreshing. Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Maybe people look my name up, they'll find out where my dad went. Voodoo. Do that voodoo that you do so well. Remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? The power of voodoo. Voodoo you do. Do what? Remind me of the babe. I saw my baby crying high as the babe should cry. What do I do? What sort of magic spells to use? Slime and snails and puppy dog tails, thunder and lightning, and baby says... Alright, sorry. Voodoo is a tribal concoction made up from the leftover byproducts of various critters. It imbues the user with greater agility and a sense of invincibility. Considering it's a tribal secret recipe and tribals aren't keen to giving their secrets to outsiders... voodoo is considerably rare, and few merchants would even carry it. Voodoo gives the users +2 agility, +3 luck, +20 damage resistance, and +25 critical chance. The drug only lasts for 3d10 minutes, and afterwards the user is afflicted with -2 agility. And here's where we change shit. -20% to agility skills. Man, if someone was a druggie, being a druggie in Fallout requires doing so much fucking math. Damn, that is a... Don't do voodoo, you guys. As the trolls in World of Warcraft say, stay away from the voodoo. Because the fucking drawbacks on this shit are insane. Minus 20% to agility skills, -30% to luck skills, -20% damage resistance, and -25% critical chance. Your critical chance, by the way, is just your luck score. So, it's not going to be high to begin with. You know? So... stay away from the voodoo. The only positive is its relatively lax addiction rate. Slasher. Slasher has his 55 caps. I've changed the name of the stream 3 times. This one, now it's just drugs. Hardcore drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? Yeah, right? Slasher is like Psycho's... No. No, that's correct. Psycho's evil little cousin. This potent chem is made from the stimulants in Psycho, coagulants, and medicinal chemicals extracted from stim packs. And the right amount of starch, spelled starch wrong, and stabilizers from a boiled banana yucca fruit. Slasher was first developed by tribals known as fiends bordering what was once called Las Vegas. Normal damage resistance plus 25%. Let's call it DR. Melee, unarmed, thrown weapon damage plus 25%. Addiction rate 25%. Addiction, strength, skill, strength skills, minus 30%. Normal damage resistance. I'm just going to say that DR. It's just DR at this point. DR minus 25%. Good. Alright, Slasher's done. Steady. Steady introduces muscle relaxers into the user's muscular system. Let's go ahead and write that down real quick. Steady, 75 caps. That's good. Steady introduces muscle relaxers into the user's muscular system, thus granting a stable mind and better focus. Yeah, it's like Phantasmin, right? This drug was made apparent by mercenary snipers who were finding it difficult to snipe under the effect of chems like Psycho and Rebound. Weapon range plus 5. Perception plus, say that, perception. Skills plus 30%. 28% addiction rate. Addiction, perception skills minus 40%. Jesus. Oh, by the way, if anyone's wondering, yes, this is working off of the old Fallout skills. So skills don't cap. There's no cap to your skills. They go as high as you want them to go. So if you decide, I'm just going to invest in guns every level, then you can get your guns stupidly high percentage-wise. And in fact, going over 100% will be necessary to survival. Alright, next drug. Hydra. The Miraculous Chem. Let's go ahead and put that in there. E, F, G, H, I, J. Alright, so Hydra. Miraculous Chem. This drug heightens the body's natural recovery process, granting profound healing effects over an extended period. Serious injuries such as concussions, fractures, and even smaller parts of the body will regenerate. While Hydra will not heal HP, in time using this drug will restore your limb condition. Limb, torso, head condition plus 50%. I'll just go ahead and just say limb. Limb condition, including torso. Because, yeah, there's a limb condition with 50% and 1d4 rounds, plus 50%, let's just say, HP. 25% addiction rate, addiction, minus 2 to skills, minus 2, or minus 20%, there we go, minus 20% to endurance skills, 20% to strength skills. And hopefully, and that's the thing, I want people to understand that this, compared to my normal campaign, it's going to be a high mortality campaign. Characters are gonna die, and the normal things I did in my D&D campaign to make sure that party members would stay alive, I'm not doing. So, if you die, you die, and that's the end of your character, and you better have another one. And that's kind of the idea. Is just you should always have a backup character sheet ready to go. I'm thinking less critical role here and more all guardsman party for those who know it. Party time Mentats. Freddy Fazbear on the cover. Or no, that would be Chica's party time, right? I don't remember which of the Five Night Freddyers. That sounds like such a fucking boomer. Was it Freddy Fazbear? Freddy Fazbear, he is so fast. So swift. 175. I'm gonna play those games one day, I swear. Then I can start my Five Nights at Freddy lore channel. I'm just kidding, you don't need to play the games to do that. Alright, another variant of classic Mentats. These were introduced during the 2060s to the general populace. After battling many legal disputes, MedTech ultimately decided the party time Mentats were generally safe enough for human consumption, and can now be found sparsely across the wasteland. Perception, oh boy, oh boy. Skills plus 20%, charisma skills plus 40%, int skills plus 20%, 30% addiction rate, addiction minus 10. Oh boy, here we go again. Yeah, drugs are going to be a nightmare mathematically. Minus 10% in skills. There we go. Psycho, 50 caps. Alright, we already wrote that down. We're good to go. I started around 4 o'clock. Probably going to be around a 2-hour stream. I'm going to try and finish the drug section. That's my goal. I don't know how far in I am. Let's take a look. We're not that far from the end. So yeah, we're getting close to the end here. Rocket. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. And I think that's what Vintage's character sheet's really going to help with. Just letting people know, like, hey, don't think of one character, think of two, and make your second one here, you know? And have it ready to go in case yours dies, because mortality rates are high. Rocket. A doped-up form of jet, Rocket has seen increased popularity over the last 30 years. The secret to making this chem is protected by the Fiends and Raiders. And it should be, as Rocket is slightly more potent than regular jets. APs plus 4, strength minus 10%, 35% addiction rate. Jesus. I'm just like... I am dreading the day one of my players uses one of these, man. I'm just like, okay, cool, you've just potentially permanently fucked up your character. Like, Jet is the only thing that we're going to need to worry about in terms of the addiction fix. But they basically give that shit out for free over in Detroit. They want to get you addicted. A doped-up form of Jet. Good lord. Okay, strength, skills, plus 10%, 35% addiction rate, APs minus 3, endurance, skills minus 10%. Most of the math is going to be done on my end. So basically what it's going to be, let's take for example combat, right? Let's say the party member wants to shoot at a raider. First thing we're going to do is identify their skill plus any bonuses it has. Their shooting skill plus any bonuses it has. So let's say they have a gun skill of 50. All right, okay, so they have to roll below 50. Okay, well now the Raider, we have to also factor in the Raider's armor class. So let's say armor class of 10. Their gun skill now becomes 40. They're behind some cover, which gives them plus 10 AC. So we then drop that down to 30. And so now the player has to roll below 30 in order to hit the target. Once they learn, it's kind of my job as the DM to learn the target number, and then they get to roll their D100, and as long as they roll below 30, they hit. But then we got to factor in damage resistance and damage threshold. First off, what we do is we'd factor in damage threshold. Does the player's shot pierce the armor? Once we know that for sure, we can then figure out how much damage they take. It's like, okay, well, the armor has a damage threshold of 5, but the player did 6 damage, so the Raider takes 6 damage because it beat the damage threshold. We reduce, and then from there we do damage resistance. How much resistance does the armor have? And then we would subtract that percentage until finally we would have the eventual damage to the Raider. At that point afterwards, we would then subtract the quality both from the Raider's armor and from the player's weapon. And there you go. That's a single round of combat. And we basically do that over and over again until one side is dead. And what this tells me is that, holy fucking shit, we're gonna need less stronger enemies. No, hey, here's a raid that has 20 goblins, or 20 rad roaches in this case. We will be here all night if we do it that way. So it's going to have to be a lot more encounters that are just like, it's a big dog. Or you engage with one tough raider with really good armor, you know? That kind of idea. And from there, we'd figure it out. Rebound. Plus, hold up, AP regen plus 2 per round. I guess that would just mean they get AP plus 2. Because that's the way I'm doing it. Alright, rebound is 130 caps. My head fucking hurts. I'm gonna have to take something else when I'm done here. Speaking of drugs. Rebound speeds up your metabolism, ultimately granting a bonus to action point regeneration. It is unknown when this chem was first introduced. However, over the years, it has seen constant use. AP, I'll say AP plus 2 per round. Agility, skills plus 10%, 20% addiction rate, addiction minus 3 APs per round. Damn, that is rough. That is rough, man. That's rough, buddy. Okay. Miscellaneous chem. Ant nectar. This sweet and sticky residue is somehow produced by giant ants and is generally found wherever ants are. Legionnaires carry around this often because they are not allowed chems. Interesting. I did not know that. I'll copy that in there. Strength 4, agility plus 2, and int minus 4, 20% addiction rate. So ant nectar, that is 75 caps. Okay. Ant nectar. Sounds yummy. I don't know. You guys disagree with me there? Does that not sound yummy to you? Have you guys ever seen the Ant Bully? Those like old CG movie back when those came out, like all the time. Those like bad CG kids movies. Fucking it just reminds me of the honeydew they would drink in that. Or the aphid beer from ants. This sweet and sticky residue is somehow produced by giant ants and is generally found wherever ants are. Giants are. Okay. Strength skills plus 40%. That's fucking useful. I can see why it'd be favored by the Legion, considering the bonuses they get. Agility skills plus 20%. Int skills minus... Makes you dumb as hell, though, which probably is a bonus to the Legion. The more they can follow their dumbass sycophantic leader, the better. 20% addiction rate. You know, I just want to point out that nothing has done more damage to Caesar's Legion as a faction than being able to go into the game and actually see the special stats of different characters and seeing that Caesar is dumber than Snuffles the Mole Rat. Finding out that Caesar's a fucking idiot is like... devastating. Like, Caesar's Legion will never recover from that. The fact that their best leader, and he's the better of two options. He's a better option than Legate Lanius because he's not a fucking bloodthirsty psychopath. At least is not as much of a bloodthirsty psychopath. But no, like, it's just one of those things where it's just the entire thing crumbles when you look. It's like finding out that like Hitler was like horribly sick and addicted to a bunch of different drugs and just like shitting himself and vomiting all the time. Like, and he was like in a state of horrible sickness and drug addiction. He was like a strung out drug addict. Just completely destroys any merit the Nazis may have had, which wasn't much to begin with. Even Snuffles can see how the cult of personality will fail you one day, Caesar. Yeah, I like that. No, it's just like it's like that fucking edit someone did of Asuka talking to Joe Rogan about how much she likes Hitler. He's like, "Oh yeah, he started the first anti-drug policies," and Joe's like, "You know, he was like wasted 24/7, right?" Oh, I love that video. I love the dumb bullshit that like almost every positive trait to fascists or to dictators throughout history has been shit that they made up. Like, when people go like, oh, you know, but like, they had this, and this going, it's like, no, they didn't. They made that up. Like how the German armies kind of succeeded in spite of Hitler, not because of him. It's just so funny to me. Cracks me up, man. Just, I love how historically dictators are almost always just these impotent losers. Just these angry little boys. If someone can bring me proof that a single one of these dictators had a large penis, that would be insane to me. I feel like a lot of dictatorships and like that kind of thing springs from small man syndrome. Just them feeling lesser in some way. Like, there was a genuine paper someone wrote, like, I think it was like back when I was in high school, about how, like, the main reason why Hitler did everything he did might just be because he had a micro penis. And, like, things like that. Just, like, that kind of thing psychologically affecting you and just fucking you up, man. It's unfortunate. So we know Caesar's int, but how big is his dick, though? Because if it's not... God damn it. You know what makes this... It makes it worse when I'm saying all this crazy shit in chat. It's just silent. Like, they're just like... It's like I'm at the dinner table and I'm just yapping about, like... Just something really fucked up. And everyone's like, yeah, Uncle Alex, totally. Yep, Don't invite him to dinner next year. Bro fell off the Caesar cock deep end. For real. For real, for real. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking about Caesar's penis. This is when someone who's never commented before in this entire stream, some lurker just goes, no, continue, please. This reminds me of that one episode of What We Do in the Shadows, where Laszlo's trying to, like, give therapy, but, like, he's a licensed therapist, but he was, like, friends with Sigmund Freud. So all of his therapy shit is entirely based around, like, weird psychosexual stuff. And the person's issues have nothing to do with that. And he's just having a hard time trying to help her. Oh, man. I love What We Do in the Shadows. That show's awesome. Genuinely one of the best pieces of vampire fiction in years. Ant Queen pheromones. Jesus Christ. Very rare. These can only be acquired in the chamber of a giant ant queen. This mucus-like substance smells of flowers and earth. Dabbing someone on your person makes you feel great. Effects begin 1d4 minutes after topical application. Int +3, charisma +3, and perception +3 for 2d10 +3 minutes. Addiction to these pheromones is a real possibility. Check against 40% addiction rate. Withdrawal symptoms are int -2. Yeah, don't get the ant mommy juice on you. It's not good. Not good for you. Shows up at the drug dealer like, give me the Aunt Mommy juice. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. We got another one. Get him out of here. Like, no, I need it! Like, get the fuck out, you weirdos. Stop asking! Stop asking for Aunt Mommy juice! Stop it! Quit! God, 40% addiction rate. Good lord. You know what's terrifying? All it takes to get addicted to any of these drugs is a single bad roll. You take it and roll bad once and you are instantly addicted. That sucks so bad. Joe-Cat keeps commissioning art of himself cuddling with this giant, or keeps sharing art of himself cuddling with this giant, someone's giant, like, pink praying mantis persona. And, like, I find it downright fucking horrifying every time. Like, it's not like, I'm not even shaming the fetish. Like, hey, if someone wants to be giant bug fuckers, more power to you. It's just that giant bugs freak me the fuck out. And every time I see it, my, like, skin crawls, and I'm like, no! No, none of that! None of that! Oh, Jesus. That's awful. No. It just makes me want to run away. Like, I can't. Like, I don't care how long and feminine and ladylike the mantis girl's legs are. I just, no. Just no. I hate it. It makes me want to fucking throw up. I'm sorry. And I get that's not exactly something you choose. You just feel like you're a mantis born into a human's body. But, like, Jesus Christ, that persona is so fucking cursed. And I wish Joe-Cat would stop posting art of it. Because I want to support the guy, but fuck, man. Like, no shame. But bro's literally triggering my fight or flight response. I do not like it. I do not like green eggs in ham. Just, no. Can't. I hate it. It's so bad. Some personas need a trigger warning. I'm just saying. Like, you might think your spider muscle mommy is cute, but if you're posting pictures of her, I am running the fuck out. Like, if it looks like Muffet, fine. If it looks anything like a real spider, I am out of here. I can't handle it. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Cute mantid. I think praying mantises themselves are cute. I think bugs, when they are bug-sized, are awesome and adorable. I'll look at a spider in my room all day. Show me a close-up of a spider, and I will run. I will, like, I can't handle it. Like, one of my favorite things to do, and it's crazy, because how I handle my fear, is I just do things like, oh yeah, sure, wolf, spider, trigger warning for anybody with arachnophobia. That means you, Ziggy, close your eyes. So yeah, wolf spider. Look at that. Oh, wow, yeah, cool, wolf spider. And I'll just look at this for hours, and I hate it. It's driving me nuts. Like, I want to throw up right now. I hate this. I hate this so much. Why do... Oh, that's kind of metal. That's just fucking cool. Anyway, yeah, I'm like, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you're a beautiful creature. I hate you. You scare the shit out of me, and I can't stop looking at you. I'm drawn deeper into this terror of mine. And that's not even getting into the real bad ones. Like, wolf spiders are fine, because wolf spiders at least look like spiders. I don't know what the fuck a camel spider is, man. These things scare the shit out of me. Like, look at this thing. Look at it! I can't handle it. I can't handle it. It's awful. Everything I learn about camel spiders makes them worse. You know, like how there's usually, like, you'll see a really scary creature, like, good example, mako shark. I think it's a mako shark, right? No, makos are cute. Basking shark. Yeah. So, like, basking sharks. Fucking horrifying. Look at this thing. It's horrific. Looks like it could eat entire islands. Oh, and, they don't. They eat krill. They're very friendly. You know, that's the trade-off. You see something fucking horrifying, and it turns out to be friendly and relatively nice. Sharks in general are cuties. You know, it doesn't have the... It's not as cute as a whale shark, but, you know... Personality-wise, it's like a big puppy. They eat shrimp, larvae, plankton, and copepods. And they usually hang out around the surface. Basking sharks. Aren't they cute? And it's like, the more you learn about him, the less threatening he becomes. And that's kind of my idea when it comes to scary bugs and shit. But everything I learn about the wolf spider, or the camel spider, is just, it's just horrifying. What does it do? It bites you. And when it bites you, it hurts really, really, really bad for a really long time. What does it like to do? Oh, it likes to crawl into your sleeping bag because you're warm. And if you move, it bites you. Like, why? That's horrifying. Why would such a creature exist? Makes me sad. Anyway, the point is, some Fursonas need a trigger warning, because I cannot handle Mantis Girl. Like, ugh. Wolf, you know, maybe looking up wolf spider Fursona on Google Images while my safe search is off on stream is not a smart idea. So instead, I will simply look up Tarantula Hawks. Yeah, so these are Tarantula Hawks. They're called Tarantula Hawks because they literally hunt bugs. They hunt tarantulas and lay their eggs inside of them. These are the inspiration for Cazadors, by the way. They're real. Hey, Fox. What's up, man? Hey, Foxatrot. What's up? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Horrible agony, by the way, if it stings you. On the opposite side of the spectrum, the more I learn about bees, the better. Bees are... Ouchie. Is a sturgeon a good... Yeah, sturgeons are awesome. Especially in Animal Crossing. Sturgeon, Animal Crossing, New Horizons. Yeah, big, good fish. Bigger. Typically, the bigger the fish and the rarer the fish, the more bells you get for it. I don't know what the bell amount you get for the fish is, but you should definitely donate them to the museum. Beautiful, aren't they? Yeah, we have sturgeon in Michigan. They're gorgeous. One of the coolest fish I've ever seen. They're a protected species at the moment. Beautiful fish. They are an endangered. They are listed as an endangered species, but yeah, you don't have a museum yet. Okay, hold on to them. Makes me sad to see all these ones just laid out on the beach. That's fucked up. I hate that. Like I genuinely fucking hate that. That's awful. I hate how most of these pictures are of them dead on the ground. That sucks. Makes me so sad. Jesus, can you just get a camera underwater, you lazy fucks? Or take a picture of one at the hatchery? This is so sad. It's like just a parade of corpses. I fucking hate it. God damn it. Oh, cool. Well, hold on to him. Have him be your pet. He's your friend. Alright. Poisons. Bleak venom. This poison isn't the strongest poison on the market, but it's easy to make and comparatively cheap. It can be made or bought more easily than other poisons of higher toxicity. It's about the equivalent of being bitten by a giant fire ant twice in the same spot. Bleak venom. And I'm going to go ahead and say you can apply this to any thrown or melee weapon. Or it can be injected into somebody if you have a syringe. By the way, I'm happy I got you into Animal Crossing, man. I hope you're having a good time. It's one of my favorite games to just chill out to. In fact, I should probably play it more. Mother Darkness, an assassin's favorite. Oh wait, hold on. And endurance minus 20%. For 1d6 plus 1 rounds. Okay. Mother Darkness, an assassin's favorite. This poison is much sought after for its ability to blur an opponent's vision and the signature excruciating ringing they hear in their ears. Being inflicted with this poison is somewhat like having your head lit on fire and covered with angry bees. Reminds me of Mother Gullet. There's a story in 40k that's like official 40k lore that is functionally Vor. And I don't want to say anything more about it, because... ew. But, yeah, look, if you want to have a bad time, look up Mother Gullet. It's a pretty famous story, actually. But it is the writer's... It is one of those stories that's just clearly the writer's thinly veiled fetish. Got a Tricera Skull. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. It's weird to think there's an Animal Crossing game without a fucking museum to start. It's crazy. Silver Sting. This poison is more or less meant for the big bruisers of the party because it hampers an opponent's ability to fight at the best of their ability. As soon as their skills drop, you can rush in and begin the pummeling. After being inflicted with this toxin, You feel deathly cold as if covered in snow, and you can't stop your hands from shaking. HP's -7 for 5 rounds. Small guns, okay. This is cool because it just straight up hits skills. How many caps? 320 caps. This is called Silver Sting. You can pay the rent. You think he's gonna sing this in the new season? Only it's one arm. I love that. Aw, baby, baby. Hey, kitty, what's going on? What's going on, kitty? I hate sea bass. They don't hate you. It's a yummy fish. Liara, be a baby. Them, you can hold them. She climbed onto my desk and then threw a fucking fit when I tried to hold her. Since the house always wins. Always wins. I'm gonna keep working on this throughout December, by the way, even when I'm not streaming this. And I'll even be probably working on this well into the creation of the campaign. Want to see the prophets of democracy? Then go and see 'em. Across the street, a bunch of freaks are playing Colosseum. Honestly, was the world you wanted what you got to see when you were dropping crosses into boxes behind bowling screens? Was dropping bombs your chosen option? Did you vote for screams? Was the apocalypse your politician's policy? Did you put stock in their preposterous and prophecy? A shining future built on squabble. I guess I can talk a bit about some of the lore I've made. Spoilers for the campaign for anyone who's here, so if you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and step on out. Here's the some of the encounters I've come up with. Event. A Wendigo Ranger oversees a group of warriors cleaning a group of dead GRSF troops, including stripping, looting, and skinning them. The Ranger will greet the party and inform them that they are safe unless they draw weapons, as the Wendigo have no room for their flesh or gear on their steeds. Any region disappears after the party leaves. So yeah, it's just a little introduction to the Wendigo. What do? Well, anyone outside their tribe to them is effectively livestock. They'll shoot you, take what's yours, and leave, and they won't let a single part of you go to waste. They'll carry your organs and body away, either fully intact or in jars, only leaving behind what they have no ability to carry. Usually you can tell the aftermath of a Wendigo attack by just blood staining the snow. A party of UTF, that would be the Union of Tanks and Firearms. Oh, it's your ball. Alright, I'll throw your ball, Liara. Look at it. UTF snipers crouch cloaked, watching a trade route. A -100 detection makes revealing the cloaked snipers... a check. Will reveal the cloaked snipers fully, but aside from that, there are large footprints in the snow, the remains of fire, and an ammo box of large bullet casings sit amongst the footsteps. If the party touches the fire or ammo, the lead sniper will speak up. If the party draws weapons, the snipers will reveal themselves completely. So yeah, just a party of power-armored UTF snipers just chilling. Little just insights into the world that make it feel alive. This is a special encounter. This is probably going to be a positive one. A piston punk is found struggling to start his car. If the party helps him, he will give them a ride to a nearby settlement. This would require a repair check. Should be a... helps him. -50 repair check. He will give them a ride to a nearby settlement, any region. So yeah, if you get halfway through your trip, you find this guy with a broken down car. If you fix his car, I'll give you a ride. I've already started listing out the very first enemy. I chose the Radroach. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I'll be setting up tables that feed into each other that will allow me to just roll on them. There's going to be main set locations based on real towns, but any location that's fictional will be a random encounter that you guys will eventually find on accident that will then lock in place. So it's like I don't know exactly where I'd put this town, but I want it to exist. I put it on the random location table. You guys roll on it, and boom, there it is. It's in that spot forever. That's why disappears after the party leaves. This is locked in place. Disappears if the party helps. There we go. Basically, these locations will remain. These will stay in place on your map, and it'll mark them until you either solve them or send them off on their way. Did I get anything else? Oh, yep. I went ahead and wrote down the Rad Roach, and I'm also working on my first character here, who I'm going to convert onto the character sheet, Vintage Made, Testor. I'm going to make 4 of him and use him as the basis for the difficulty system in the game. There doesn't seem to be any sort of challenge rating system in the game so far. So Testor will be my basis for that. He will be my he'll be the 1/4 of the CR that I need. Yep, starting off it'll be a blank map, but as time goes on, locations will be marked and revealed on the map. The idea is I want all the locations that are already there to be hidden until the players get there. They'll start off in a single town and have to explore from there. They'll either stumble into a location, or they will be told where it is, or it'll have it marked on their map. Nobody has a Pip-Boy, by the way. A Pip-Boy has to be found, so you'll be relying on your instincts and survival, stuff like that. But yeah, I wrote all this down, got all that set up and ready to go. I'll be using this as my basis for one second. And then survival. I'll be using him as my test character. In a party, it'll just be a party of 4 Testors. Testor is always my he's always my testing character I use for everything. Just a little meme I have. But after that, I wrote a bunch of new lore for the V8 Vagrants, and then deleted it because I wasn't happy with it. I gotta find a way to characterize the writers. I put a lot of work into Clayton, and I think a lot of this is just really fucking boring. So I'm not going to read it. It's just literally listing. It's what I say people should avoid writing when they write about things. I'm going to have one of the writers be a journalist, somebody who, like a chronicler, who's there to chronicle their great deeds, so to speak. Hey, bitch. Hey, TJ. It's good to see you, man. Did you comment on one of my YouTube videos as the bearded TJ? Did you change your name on YouTube? Or was that a stranger? Because I was very confused. And then I added all the chems, like you guys see here. And then we got some towns. We got some quests, which I don't want to... I'm going to leave quests alone. We're going to not talk about quests. Alright, so I added 1 town. The bearded TJ? Yeah. So, Fort Bangor is a small town surrounded by a metal wall that is heavily defended with mini nukes and more. A UTF railroad runs through it, so naturally the town is heavily protected and favored by the UTF. The UTF, again, is the Union of Tanks and Firearms. Surrounding the town on all sides is trenches dug by the Grand Rapids security forces attempting to siege the town, as the people of it refuse to pay the barons at all, choosing instead to generate their own power and gather their own water. The town has been under siege for a decade now, and the residents treat the daily shelling like a light drizzle. Basically, because of the rules of engagement and how the people literally supplying them with their weapons are protecting their railroad, which happens to run through the town, the GRSF can't break the siege. They can't stop sieging the town, because if they do, it'll show they don't have any real power. That was not me. Darn, it was evil TJ. It was the bearded TJ, damn. But it was your evil clone. Yeah, totally. Evil twin. But yeah, so this town is like the Alamo, but they've been shelled literally every day for the last 10 years. Everyone wears a hard hat and just goes about their day-to-day lives in this town. Kids grow up listening to explosions, and it's just, they just live their life in this town. And also the fucking trench guys can't get close at all. The GRSF can't get close at all because they just get mowed down by the automatic turrets on the roof, and occasionally if they start to get way too close, someone will go up there, get on one of the Davy Crockett's, and just fire a single mini nuke blast right into their trench and just annihilate them. Oh yeah, and they're not using Fat Mans, by the way. They're using Davy Crockett's. They got mounted Davy Crockett's on top of their wall. I just thought that was a really cool idea. That's probably going to be the only town that's like that, by the way. I just love that idea of just... It's kind of based off stories I've read about how, like, during the Blitz in World War II, at least when the bombings weren't happening, it was just life as normal, and people got so used to the... Like, basically, the morale-crushing effects of shelling just didn't work on London. Like, it just failed to work. People just continued to live their lives, and like apparently people even grew up remembering the bombings fondly because kids would be like, oh yeah, we'd all go down into our little shelter in the backyard and tell stories while the bombs fell, you know. I just love that idea. So for me personally, I just love that idea, and that's what I based the town off of. And I based it off of one of my childhood towns I lived in, Bangor, which is a very much like a railroad town. There's literally a restaurant there that's in a train car, which is definitely going to be a feature within the town itself. And then we have some quests. My Kind of Monster. We have a bunch of other little quests I made. We're not going to go too much into those, but let's just say that's going to be a big quest there. Definitely need to work on more of those. A lot of quests are just going to be general tasks and such. But yeah, I think that's a good stream. Look at these fucking youngsters. They don't have any fucking fond memories of the bombings, right? Well, me friends, I had a great time with you tonight. Thank you all for being here. I hope to see you all tomorrow for the movie night. We're going to be watching The Time Machine and La Jetée. So be sure to join the Discord down below if you want to join us for that one. And if you haven't done so yet, feel free to subscribe. Subscribers gain access to the special subscriber channels. They'll also help me get a new mic, and they'll also be able to talk during the movie nights. So that'll be fun. Fucking Seabass! Jeez. Yes. Very excited for tomorrow's movie night. I hope to see you all there. And then on Tuesday, we're playing Mad Max. Wednesday, we're playing Fallout Nevada. If you ever want to know any more specifics about the schedule, check the Meat Hall in the Discord, and it'll tell you all you need to know. All that being said, we're going to go and find ourselves someone to raid. I did say I'd raid Cell. Let's see if Cell is still streaming. Please tell me they are. Please tell me they are. No! No! God, no! No! Alright, we're going to go ahead and raid Omedagon, who is about to start streaming Fallout New Vegas. Thank you all for being here, friends, and I will see you tomorrow. Or I'll see you in chat. If I get bored tonight, I might hop in the Discord and just play some New Vegas. I don't know. Take care, me friends. Damn it. Missed Cell's stream. I didn't even get to raid them. That's a bummer. Alright. See you guys there. Take care, my friends. Oh, right. Still doing desktop capture. Whoopsie. Gotta be careful about that. We'll go ahead.